All right. Welcome. This is the Plug Podcast, Music and More. I am Bushy. That is Metal Mike.
What's up, brother?
Oh, it's been a minute, hasn't it?
Yeah, we kind of suck, dude. I'm surprised. We probably have no listeners left. Like, it's gonna be like starting all over, bro.
Yeah, for real.
Motherfucks, man. These guys just can't get their shit together. Here's the thing, folks. Sometimes real life just gets in the way, man. It sucks. I don't like it. None of us like it, but it is what it is. Right, dude?
Yeah, that's really all we can say. I mean, Jesus. And these mountains, they've been fucked since the hurricane. So I just give up anymore.
Well, I mean, I think in your case, dude, it's because the hurricane, and you've just had a lot of crazy fucking shit happen to you, man. Like it's kind of insane, really. It's like I don't know. It's pretty crazy, man.
Yeah, and it
Eh,
seems like it's just been constant, like all like since the hurricane. There's been one thing after the other. It took forever to get power back on. Took even longer than that to get internet back on. Then the power's out again. And that's the biggest problem we've had here, man. Is the wind blows and the power's gone. Now it's been friggin' temperatures down in the single digits. And for up here, man, it's fucking cold.
Right.
It's just one thing after the other. And you have the audacity to go to concerts, and then I'm at work on the nights. It's just,
What the fuck do you care? It's a fucking guy you wouldn't even care about anyway, because you're kind of a bitch, dude.
ooh, what? Shut up.
You're not an Alice in Chains fan, are you?
No, but I do like Jerry Cantrell's playing.
Whatever, dude. Alice in Chains rules. What the
Yeah,
fuck
there's
is
there's
wrong?
there's actually a lot.
There's a lot of great. I'm
A
saying, man,
lot about.
bands that you fucking I just love so much, fucking worship at the idol of them, and you're like, "Well, blah, blah." Whatever. You probably like Days in the Nude, didn't you? You like that band. You probably liked AIC Light, didn't you?
I don't remember them.
And you're,
If
dude.
it was on the radio, there's a good chance I was singing along with it.
Honestly, bro, they were like Alice in Chains light. And what I mean by that is Alice in Chains unplugged. But imagine if Alice in Chains always played unplugged. That's what they sounded like. Even the way they sang, man. Like they were blatant. I know I fucking bust Godsmack's chops, but even Godsmack don't sound as much like Alice in Chains as these fucking guys do. You know what I'm saying? Only they were unplugged. It was
Sounds
acoustic.
like Alice in Chains. What is this? We come back and you go to start bullshit?
Yeah, I'm not a Godsmack fan, dude.
Oh,
For one, you get your name from one of their songs, which hey, that's all right. Overkill got their name from Overkill by Motorhead. So, but I mean, they're okay, I guess.
I've
You
seen them live like 5 times. They're
I'm sorry.
way past okay.
No, they're all right.
That's like
They're there ain't no they're dude.
one of the better
I
shows I've
guess I'm
been.
just well, I'm sorry for you. I guess I'm just spoiled. I'm that old guy that got to see bands like Pantera.
Right, right.
I mean, I don't know. I don't hate Godsmack. Don't get it twisted. But I could take them or leave them. You know. Um, but I saw them at Ozfest years ago.
Nice.
They're all they were all right. Kind of like Static X. It's all right. Now some of my younger listeners are probably like, "Fuck you, Metal Mike. Those guys rule." And I'm like, "That's cool, dude. If you like it, rock out with your cock out, and you ladies jam out with your clam out." You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Because
yeah.
I know a lot of girls love them some Godsmack.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true too.
Love them. Oh, they do, man. They do. I think it's because they just want to fuck Sully or whatever his name is. The
Yeah.
singer.
He's a little Oompa Loompa. I got my picture with him with the band.
Oompa Loompa. Oh, he's a little dude.
Yeah.
That's funny.
And it's on my Facebook. I'm not sure which album it's in, but it's
Oh,
you got to scroll to the bottom of the albums and the
right.
those. But yeah, that was like '09 or some shit. I had one.
Well, I know they were a pretty big hit. I mean, they did all right for themselves.
Yeah. Crew Fest 2. That's
And
where I
this
saw him. It was
and
Crew.
this was still the CD era, so to speak. When people were still buying music. I mean,
Yeah.
um, I mean, fuck. I remember. we had two radio stations at one point in time. We'll still have the one called The Point, which is owned by the same people that own. You've heard me mention KC95 several times.
Yeah.
Point was kind of like they would play a lot of the alternative and grunge and that kind of stuff, but they would play some metal. But then they had some competition called Extreme, and Extreme Radio did play metal, old school and new school.
Right.
Loved it. And they played Godsmack a lot on that station. In fact, they were kind of giving the Point a run for their money. And there was another station called 97.7 The Rock, which was giving KC a run. Well, Enos Communications, huge company, bought both of them and got rid of Extreme and The Rock.
Nice.
And fucking put because they couldn't handle it because they were and they were getting their ass whipped because somebody was because what was cool about The Rock is they would play a lot of the same thing. But Keishi, I love Keishi, especially for nostalgic reasons. But man, there was a time where it was always the same. I mean, I have nothing against classic rock, Bushy, you know that, but I want to hear some deeper tracks besides the same fucking songs over and over and over and
Yeah,
over.
but that's radio.
Yeah, well, the Rock wasn't like that. Neither was Extreme Extreme was awesome. Extreme Radio, they even had their own festival called Extreme Hoedown. It's fucking awesome.
Nice. Well, anyway, back to Godsmack quick. One of the
Smack, yeah, Pete Smack, yeah, I remember Pete Smack.
one of the times I'd seen it was at Crew Fest 2.
I'm sorry.
Stoked because Motley was doing the 25th anniversary of Dr. Feelgood, and they played the album front to back.
God, glad I missed that.
That was great because I found out me and Vince Neil had the same favorite song on that album.
What's your favorite song?
She Goes Down. Yes, it's a great song.
Not only am I disappointed in you, but I'm disappointed in Vince Neil, man.
Yeah, that's what he said. I was
Come
saying,
on.
this next song's my favorite song on the whole damn album. And they broke it. I was like, fucking yes. Me too. But anyway, that song Crying Like a Bitch came from that tour,
Mm,
you know?
yeah.
Because look, that night I saw him, it was the first and only time I ever saw Motley Crue. And dude, they were great. I don't care. They were great. You know,
Dude, but how many years ago has that been, Bush?
yeah, it was a while ago.
Was that before Vince started kind of mailing it in, bro?
Oh, definitely. Definitely. We're talking 2009, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know,
That's
man.
true.
That's the thing. People think because I'm critical of Motley Crue, like I'm not a Crue hater. I love Motley Crue. Okay, I know that sounds crazy, but hear me out.
He only likes the first two albums.
I do,
And
and
then,
I think there's a good one or two good songs
yeah.
for each release after that. With that being said, though, like, and I think you and I have talked about this. I think Vince's biggest problem is that poor guy's just not been the same since his baby girl died.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think over the years it's just gotten worse and worse to where now he's just completely checked out. Vince has checked the fuck out, man. He don't really, I mean, just look at it. Look at it. I mean, he looks, I mean, I don't know, man. It's sad. It's sad to me, man.
It is.
You know.
But now when I saw him, he hadn't gotten that big yet or anything.
No, yeah, he'd gotten thicker, but he still looked like himself, dude. You know?
I mean, like, so to me, it was amazing. You know, Tommy Lee was drinking whiskey with the fans, threw it out into the crowd. You know, they did 6 encores, and it was all their big shit. Mick did this real wild, classical acoustic guitar solo. It was good. Then Godsmack came out, dude.
At the end of the day, wait, Godsmack came out after Crue?
Yeah, they headlined at Crue Fest too. No, I'm sorry, they were out before. I was
gonna say, dude, come on, if it's Crue Fest too, Motley Crue should be.
It was great, but what I had seen before from Godsmack, dude, as much as I enjoyed Crue, Godsmack had just wiped the fucking floor with them. Like Sully was pulling no punches at their big shows, their big arena shows and shit. Because this, like this, I guess it was the amphitheater.
Well, I mean, look, dude.
But anyway, they do this dueling drum solo or drum battle between Sully because he doesn't just play guitar and sing, he fucking plays the drums too. And not just well, I mean, he's fucking good. So him and drummer have like a drum battle because another fucking, they just wiped the floor with the crew. And that's
Yeah.
one of those things that I was like, fuck, these guys are for real. And I just met him backstage. I had won backstage passes off the radio station.
Oh, cool. That's cool, man. Were
Yes,
they nice?
that's where that picture came from. I'm in my fucking cargo shorts because
Were
guy
were
on
they were
doesn't
they
wear.
down to earth? Were they cool dudes?
Yeah, man, they were cool. I had him sign my fucking debut CD because I brought the booklet with me. So I had him sign the booklet. So I've got that signed disc here still.
That's cool,
Yeah, I mean, it was cool.
man. Cool, dude.
Motley was great. I love fucking Motley. I'm one of those guys. I'm like, man, fuck you. New Tattoo's a great album. I'm that guy.
And hey,
But
more power to
Godsmack
you. More
was like,
power to you, though, Bushy. I mean, look, if you love that stuff, I mean, like the thing I love about you, though, or people like you, even is, like some people act like, because I've had some people get retarded with me. I'm like, dude, I'm not saying you can't like it.
yeah,
I'm not even saying it's not good. I'm just saying it's not. It's Look, man, again, it's timeline, folks. Like, I'm sorry, but like I said, my friend Sean almost got offended because well, man, you're telling me you didn't like no, bro, I didn't like cherry pie. Thought it was very homoerotic. Even though the chick in the video, yeah, she was cool, but I mean, it was very like, what the fuck is this Mickey Mouse shit? Okay,
yeah.
that's how I felt. I felt that way then, and I still feel that way. And not to speak ill of the dead, Janie, if you can hear me out there in the nether. But you made that video where you were, I could shoot myself in the fucking head forever right next song. Bro, all I can say is this: you seemed like you were all about the fucking cherry pie when you had the hot chick in the video, and you're making lots of money, and everybody was buying, not everybody, but a lot of people were buying your records, and you're all over MTV. You seemed like you were all about the cherry pie then, until all of a sudden it wasn't cool. The thing is, some people might accuse me of being, oh, but no, no, motherfucker. Because even though I was listening to thrash and then, I did listen to some of the grunge stuff, not all of it, but some of it, and even just more heavier music, death metal, whatnot. I still listened to the glam metal that I liked or thought was good. Like, I never liked Warrant, dude, really, because but to be honest with you, my exposure to them at that point in time, because I was already kind of getting out of the glam
Oh
thing.
God, it must
Even
have
though I
been
still, even
Allen.
though I still loved Rat and I still loved Dokken and I liked a lot of those bands, I didn't. The only thing shit I heard was the shit that was played on the radio or MTV. The Down Boys or whatever the fucking just silly shit that just didn't do anything for me. And I had to explain to Sean, I'm like, Sean, you gotta understand, I'm older than you. By the time Warrant was doing their thing, I was already listening to, Death Angel. You see what I'm trying to say? And shit like that.
Yeah,
I don't want to say but I'd moved on, or it wasn't, again, I think maybe if I had been younger, fuck, I probably would have been all about fucking that shit. But, I wasn't, because no, it's no different than people who are a little bit older than me that didn't really get Kiss.
right.
It's the same thing, man.
Yeah,
It's the same. Like, I don't know if I get that. They were all about Sabbath and Zeppelin, but Kiss was just too cartoony for them, or whatever.
yeah.
It really is, Bushy. It's the same thing. It's the
Yeah,
same.
and I feel you. For me, the first album, there are songs. Obviously I like that record, but there's some on that that's like, oh boy, that's you could have regurgitated that out of any factory. Cherry Pie was by far the superior album when you're talking about those two, and Cherry Pie is probably the
What
worst
was the first one?
on the album. Dirty, Rotten, Filthy, Stinking Rich.
Rich, yeah. Yeah. Well, that was the one that had Down Boys on it, right?
Yeah,
I remember that. And
which I don't hate that song. My favorite track on that album was In the Sticks.
see, I've never heard it. I
Yeah,
might, because I'm telling you, my ex, and usually I don't give her too many props, but she was a defender of Warrant. She'd even go, "You hater, you're a hater." Like, I'm not a hater, man. I mean, like, I don't want him to, like, okay, when the guy died, I wasn't like, yay. I was
right.
like, oh, bam, that sucks, like, and when I found out more shit about the poor guy, I was like, well, fuck, man, now I feel bad. I feel sorry for him
Yeah.
almost, because it was like, God, if that's what happened, poor guy, that's horrible. But be that as it may, but she did play Uncle Tom's Cabin. And I'd heard about Uncle Tom's because he even says in that interview, well, the record was going to be called Uncle Tom's Cabin. Record was done. He's just going off about cherry pie. And I get it, man. My legacy's cherry pie. Everything about me's cherry pie. And I'm like, you're right, dude, it is.
Yeah.
But you didn't seem to mind so much at the time. And I think for
Well,
him
at
though,
the
as an
time you're
artist,
getting
though,
paid, you know what I mean? Because
and
that's
not only that, but I think as an artist, he wanted to be remembered for more than just fucking cherry pie. So
yeah.
I understand his frustration. I'm sure, not,
It's a shame because Warrant's one of those bands. Now I haven't listened since Janie died. I don't care. You know,
right.
it's funny because I'll gripe about other people. Oh, I can't listen to Def Leppard because it's not Pete Willis and it's Nine Arm. And I talk about those people because I'm like, fuck you. I mean, Nine Arm's good too.
No, it ain't.
But
Go ahead.
with Warrant, I'm the same
I'm
way.
one of those
Oh,
people. So fuck you, dude.
I'm like, it's not Janie Lane, fuck you. That's not Warrant. Same thing with Queensryche. I
Phil
have
Collins, worst thing that happened to Def Leppard besides Rick Allen's accident. But anyway, keep going.
I was talking about all these bands. That's how I am with Warrant. It, but those first four fucking
Wasn't he the main songwriter though, Bush?
yeah,
I mean, well then there you go.
you got to check. I'm telling you, you would like if you liked Dog Eat Dog. I think you would dig the one after it called Belly to
Well, why
Belly,
don't we
Volume
review
One.
it in the future, man? Why not?
Oh, I'm happy to.
Yeah, let's do it, man. Because I did like some songs on there, man. I can remember. I remember. I made you so happy, and I was like, "We got a winner here, folks!" And you were like, "Oh," because
Yeah,
I love that. What's that song? "Hole in the Wall." I fucking
yeah,
love that.
that's a great jam.
I'm like, man, that's a really good song.
Yeah,
But and like I said, the
great
eerie
song.
thing about it, and again, call me crazy, but some of the songs on there kind of reminded me of like a little bit of Alice in Chains. But I'm like, well, when did this record come out? Because
It
it
was
came
kind of
out
in that era.
right around the time that they were getting big. But I'm like, yeah, but was he just kind of like, okay, I just would like to know, was he just moving in that direction on his own? Or was he consciously influenced by that stuff? Because some bands, I think, like Rat, for instance, I love them, but that self-titled album, not the EP, Rat 99, was
Right.
them trying to be that. I don't know if Dog Eat Dog was really them trying to be like. I'm just wondering if maybe it was a coincidence, man, because I did hear a bit of I'd have to look at what year that came out. But but no, it was cool seeing Jerry Cantrell, man. He only did like 4 Alice in Chains songs. It was. Solo stuff. What's funny though is this guy did a meet and greet with him, and he goes, I think I kind of offended him. I go, well, what do you mean? I said, well, I just told him, well, you should do more of your solo stuff since this is the Jerry Cantrell band. And Jerry just kind of looked at him and said, but I wrote most of the Alice in Chains songs too. And he goes, well, I know that, Jerry. I know that. But I'm just saying, this is your solo, man. It's your solo. You got a lot of great solo material and you should play it, more often. That's all I'm saying, bro. And Jerry was like, okay, cool. Thanks. But you could tell it was almost, but then I also think he was kind of like, oh, thanks, bro. Is this the album? Okay. All right, man. I'll check it out.
It's not the album, it's one song. If you dig that
Okay.
song, we'll do the album.
All right, man.
If it's like, dude, I don't know about this. Well, not even if it's I don't know about it, we'll go for it.
Well, I mean, look, dude, I'm,
You,
I mean, it's one of them
you like
situations.
Dog Eat Dog, so you might dig that. It's man,
Yeah,
it's
I
real
did.
cool
I
group.
did. I really did. Um, I really did like that.
I know
This,
you liked more than half of the album.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, it was kind of like, oh, this is cool. So,
I think this is kind of a natural progression, but they start getting slick, like with a sitar sound. There's like a sitar sound in this one.
really, okay,
Yeah,
doing a little bit more experimentation then.
yeah, but it's not really. Pretty sure it's not sitar. It's just the way he's playing those high strings.
Mm.
You know, dude, it's cool. It's a real cool groove. So, Better Mike, we just been bullshitting like we're just talking on the phone.
Right. That's all good though, man. I mean, the fans know how we roll by now.
Yeah, of course.
So anyway, like I said, things have been crazy for us, but I got a new job, which I told you before, and I'm going to be the assistant director of nursing slash still doing the infection prevention stuff at a facility. I'm the second floor ADON. There's 4 ADONs in this building.
Nice.
One, which for all of you that don't know, an ADON is an assistant director of nursing. So I'm kind of becoming a big deal. And I'm pretty excited about it because I've already been doing a lot of stuff that ADONs and DONs do. And I think I'm ready. I mean, all I can say is this is my former boss and somebody I worked with, they are more than, they really want me and they think I'm definitely capable and qualified to do the job. So, you know what, at the end of the day, it's their opinion. They sought me out. I didn't seek them out. So, Daddy must be doing something right, so but I'm pretty excited about it, so there's that. And no, I just thought maybe we could talk some rock and metal news, man. One of the major ones is, of course, anybody knows me knows Black Sabbath, my all-time favorite band. Ozzy Osbourne is my fucking god. And yeah, man, the end is near, folks. And I've known it for a while. I mean, I was one of the ones that got to see Ozzy right before he got where he fell at home and hurt himself. And he had to postpone or cancel part of that tour because he got a really bad staph infection in his finger. And um, now he's got Parkinson's disease, which I suspected he had that for a long time. Like, I think that shit goes back to the Osbourne. Some of that trembling he'd do and the stuttering. So many people, oh, he's so fucking burnt. Well, yeah, okay, duh. Name one old rock star that ain't. Okay, number one. And secondly,
I
yeah,
don't
I could tell. And I
pictures
think the
of it.
medication they had him on, because I remember telling my mom, I'm like, Mom, something ain't right with Ozzy. I think he's got Parkinson's disease. I'm a nurse. I see it every day. So, I know what it looks like. And I'm
Yeah,
like, I suspected for a while that there was something going on with Ozzy. Um, at the time because there's two things. There's Parkinson's disease and then there's Parkinson's syndrome.
yeah,
I think back in the day he had Parkinson's syndrome and it eventually, became Parkinson's disease. And poor guy can't even walk anymore. Um,
yeah. He'll do it seated. I gotta say, it's one of those.
they're gonna have him set in a badass
Yeah,
throne or something.
sure. This is one of those deals where I'm like bummed because I've never been able to see Oz. I've never been able to see any version of Sabbath, and I'm like, fuck, because the Ozzy Sabbath is what I like the best.
Well,
You know?
look, okay, I'm going to say something right now. It's probably going to piss some people off, but I don't give a fuck. And it is no disrespect to all the other incarnations. But none of them bands are really Black Sabbath. Black Sabbath is the way it's going to end right now. Ozzy Osbourne, Tony Iommi, Geezer Butler, and fucking Bill Ward. All right, that is Black Sabbath. Sorry, no ifs, ands, or buts. Does that mean that I'm shitting all over Heaven and Hell or Mob Rules? Fuck no, man. The Heaven and Hell version of the band, which incidentally, before Ronnie died, that's what they fucking called that version of the band because that's what they were. I'm sorry, but when Ronnie succeeded Ozzy, man, their chant. I mean, you could still tell it was Iommi playing guitar, so don't get me wrong, but it was different. It was different, man. It's different than Ozzy Sabbath. It is. Like, I think the album with Ian Gillan that I know you love, Sabbath kind of got back to doing the Doom when they had Ian Gillan in the band for Born Again, which
Love.
again, that's supposed to be the name of that band. That was the name.
I isn't that getting remastered by the way?
I've heard that. I've heard he's found the tapes and he's going to have it remixed, not remastered, remixed.
As much as I like, I love that album.
Oh, I think it's great. I just made it my album of the week on the debut of the return, I should say, of the Metal Mike show last Friday.
Nice
Played the whole album in its entirety, man, because it fucking rules. That's what I'm saying. I love Black Sabbath.
production. I don't know. It's tinny. It's
Well,
very,
it is. It's
very
not the best production in the world, but
like if they could fix
kind
that
of like
and make it thicker.
well, it's kind of like Hotter Than Hell. Hotter Than Hell's got a muddy kind of,
Yeah, but it's thick.
yeah.
I mean, that one, if you compare that to the debut, dude, it's leaps and bounds above the debut. And it's shittier production, but the sound is thicker on Hotter Than Hell than it
Oh,
is
have
on.
you heard that? I think I sent it to you. There's a dude on YouTube. He calls himself Frank. His name's Ken. Frank, and then he has Ken in capital letters, Frankenstein. And he did he just did a remix of The Elder too. So you need to check that out
Yeah,
since you like that homoerotic album. But anyway,
great. Second best Kiss album.
no, it is not. God, what is
Studio,
wrong with you?
studio, it is.
What is wrong with you, dude? Dose. Your dose number two of all time. I'm calling BS on it. You contrarian motherfucker. That's what you are. You're a contrarian motherfucker. You're like, man, I'm gonna pick the most craziest album. I mean, dude, it's fine if you love The Elder. I'm not saying you can't, but even Baco was like, your number two? Because you went, yeah, little Mike, everybody gives me shit because that's my number two. You like The Elder? And he said, love it. They gave me shit for liking that album. I made it my number two. And he went, you're number two? Even he was like, what the fuck, dude?
And I totally don't sound like that, by the way.
You kind of did. To my ears, you did. I was like, what are you crying for, dude?
Oh,
I
that's
love you, Bush. You know
funny.
I love you, bro. But
No,
no, man. I mean, like Ralph loves The Elder, but I don't think it's, I was like, really that high? All right, man. All
but
right.
just think about when I heard The Elder compared to
It's
when.
all subjective
Yeah,
and timeline.
yeah.
Is The Elder one of the first Kiss albums you had heard
No,
besides the classic stuff?
I I had heard, oddly enough, Just a Boy, oddly enough, and I dug that song because a buddy of mine had made me a compilation from put a couple songs from every
That's right.
fucking
You
album.
told me that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I went out and bought that album because I had to ask him, hey, what's that one off of?
When I heard that,
Oh, here we go. Here we
again, though,
go.
you gotta again, it was timeline, dude. I'm a Kiss fan, and I was
Oh, I thought
already
you were saying
disappointed with
when
it.
you heard what I said. I'm like, oh, here we go.
No, 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 no. No, when I heard that, I was like, get the fuck out of here. That was my reaction. But no, I'm talking when I heard the song Just a Boy.
Right.
I was horrified.
I'm sure.
I was fucking horrified, man.
But you heard it when it came out. I didn't, you got to remember, I didn't hear any of the Kiss albums in order up until Crazy Nights. From Crazy Nights on, I heard them in order as they came out.
Right. Hold on, brother. Somebody's messaging me. And
Always,
it's kind of important.
always stopping the show for some bullshit. See, on the audio version, we're fine because I can edit that shit out. But here, people on YouTube are going to be,
I don't know why people even want to look at our ugly mugs, man, but whatever.
maybe not you, but they will look at me.
All right. So, um, man, I'm gonna fucking X out of this. People leave me the fuck alone. Where you at? Here you are. No, dude. First time I heard it, because we had a friend, my brother, I can't remember the dude's name, but he was like a Kiss tard. Like he was defending I Was Made for Loving You at the time, which like when I look back now, I'm like, okay, I understand what Paul was trying to do. He wanted to prove to everybody, hey, I could write something like that too. And he did. And I realized that, Dynasty got a bad rap because I think a lot of people just assumed the whole album was that. And it really wasn't.
No.
Even though I still say there's 3 songs that do. Like some people would go, I Was Made for Love You, the only disco song. No, motherfucker. Dirty Living and fucking Sure Know Something or Disco is fuck.
Yeah,
Get the
they
fuck
are.
out.
But Dirty Living, unlike those other two, is actually fucking good.
Yeah. Well, I think I love the unplugged version of Sure Know Something. I don't know why, but I like that version better. I like it infinitely better than the original. Again, production, I don't know. I like, even though it's acoustical, it's more raw and I just like it better.
Yeah.
So to show you, I don't think it was a bad song. I think
That's
part
one of the greatest live concerts ever. Is that a
Oh yeah, yeah. In my opinion, live wise, it's the best thing Kiss did since Kiss Alive. Even though I love Kiss Alive too. Yeah, I said it.
yeah, I man. Trying to think Alive 2. Alive 2 is great, but we only think about it for God of Thunder and the fucking drum solo. It's about the best thing on that album and shocked me.
Right. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Alive 2. Alive 2 is great,
Yeah,
man. I
you're right.
love the original
That
when I was a kid.
unplugged show was I remember
But
watching
Unplugged,
that dude and I was still married and my wife at the time thought that I was insane when Paul made that announcement, about some members of the family and not talking about mom and dad, but Peter, Chris, and Ace Frehley. I'm
oh,
up off my fucking couch. I'm jumping, hooting, and hollering. I'm like, holy shit. And I've only been listening to the band since what, 83?
right. Hold that thought. Keep talking, dude. I can hear you.
But yeah, unplugged. Fuck yeah. Yeah, sure knows something. Yeah, it's pretty good. Like
But
like 2000 Man.
my point, oh, I love 2000 Man. I like Save Your Love. I like
Charisma.
Hard Times. I like the Gene songs. I like Charisma and X-Ray Eyes. I like Magic Touch. I mean, it's got some good stuff on
Yeah.
it.
It's
But
just a couple
but
discs.
I can also understand because you got to understand as a kid, dude, I didn't get to listen to the rest of that record really because my brother, my older brother, and like it's weird. Like now I appreciate the Bee Gees, and of course I also one of the reasons why I started appreciating the Bee Gees is my dad played their earlier stuff before they went disco, which really they didn't go disco. They kind of I'm gonna say it. They kind of invented
I
disco. Really,
created it. Yeah.
they really did. They were just trying to do something different. They started using incorporating funk and soul and other influences in their music, and I know all that now. But when I was a little kid, disco was the enemy. I despised it. I you were a you were a Fruit Loop. Only girls and Fruit Loops liked the Bee Gees. Only girls and Fruit Loops liked, that stuff. I mean, I remember as a kid thinking Donna Summer was hot, but she sucks. I couldn't stand her music. I hated disco. We hated disco. We were rockers, man. And um,
See, I grew
well,
up
the
on
first time
so
when the first time and it's weird because my mom and dad played country. They played a lot of what you consider, well, now yacht rock, but Christopher Cross and all that. I liked all that stuff. So I don't know why it was
I always
like,
I
oh,
always
I
called
never,
that stuff easy listening. Christopher
it
Cross,
was.
Chris Streisand,
It
Barry
was. It was. It,
Manilow.
it was soft rock, really, is what they called it back in the day. Now it's yacht rock, which a lot of those guys in the documentary was like, I never fucking had a yacht. I never was never on a boat in my fucking life, man.
Yeah.
Like kind of funny. But the point, that I'm getting to though is that my brother had this visceral reaction. He took the record off the turntable and he threw it up against the wall. So for a long time, I didn't know about 2000 Man. I didn't know about any of that shit because my brother smashed the record. Kiss sold out. They're bitches. I mean, my big brother, I mean, we were all upset, but he was really upset, man. I mean, Kiss was our gods and they had betrayed us.
How the hell did we do this? We're talking about Black Sabbath
All right, hold on a minute.
doing their final show.
So we get into
We
that
did
and
it again.
we listen to the record or and then they double down with Unmasked and then you get to the fucking Elder. And the first time I heard Just a Boy, man, I'm already irritated with them. All right. I mean, the point that I'm trying to make, dude, really is that's why Creatures of the Night fucking flopped when it came out because here kids tried to get all heavy again. But by that point in time, it was too little, too late.
Right.
Most of us was like, in America, we were like, fuck Kiss. I mean, when you look at what their contemporaries are doing, you got the Heaven and Hell version of Black Sabbath with Heaven and Hell. You got Ozzy with Blizzard of Oz. You got Iron Maiden's first album. You got Judas Priest, fucking British Steel. You got Van Halen, Women, Children First. I can go on. AC/DC, Back in Black. I can go on with all the amazing albums that came out in 1980, which is what our friend Ralph Vieira, Dr. Fuck, you're absolutely right, dude. 1980 is the greatest year in traditional hard rock and metal. It ain't even fucking close. I don't know, though. 81 was pretty badass, too. But point is, that and what the fuck was Kiss doing in 80 and 80 fucking one? Unmasked and the fucking Elder.
Yeah,
What the fuck?
but the other
Anyway,
good.
so Ace Frehley, the fuck up, the drug addict, was right. Anyway, Black Sabbath, the
Yeah.
mighty Black Sabbath. Ozzy's saying this is it, he said that the one thing he wanted to do some songs with he wanted Bill back, and then it just kind of blew up because now it's become this whole
Big
like
festival.
yeah, the final show Saturday, July 5th, Villa
Guns N'
Park,
Roses just
Birmingham.
signed on. Sammy Hagar just signed on.
Yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
will be
Black Sabbath, Ozzy Osbourne, Metallica, Guns N' Roses, Tool, Slayer, Pantera, Gojira, Alice in Chains, Hailstorm, Lamb of God, Anthrax, Mastodon, Rival Sons. Additional performances from Andrew Watt, Billy Corgan of the Smashing Pumpkins, Chad Smith of the Red Hot Chili Peppers, Dave Ellefson, formerly of Megadeth, David Draymond of Disturbed, Fred Durst, Limp Bizkit, Lizzie Hale, of course, is also from Hailstorm, Jake E. Lee. A lot of people think maybe is Jake and Ozzy going to do Bark at the Moon together. That would be cool.
yes. They better
Jonathan
fucking
Davis from
record it.
Korn, KK Downing is going to be there. Mike Borden of Faith No More, Papa V Perpetua of Ghost, Rudy Sarzo. So you got to figure he's probably maybe going to do something with Ozzy. Sammy Hagar, Sleep Token, um, Tom Morello of Rage Against the Machine, Vernon Reed of Living Color, Whitfield Crane of Ugly Kid Joe, and Wolfgang Van Halen. And it's going to be hosted and compered by Jason Momoa. There's going to be some. I think there's going to be a live stream for this. I can't see how there couldn't be. Um, I think they're going to record it. I mean, obviously, it's not going to be a complete full. It's going to be a full concert, but not all these bands are going to do full sets. They're probably all going to do mainly Sabbath and Ozzy songs, I would imagine. And yeah, I mean, I ain't gonna lie, man. As much as I hate the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, I thought Jack Black's fucking intro for Ozzy was beautiful. And when they showed all the film footage of him back in the day, I got a little teary eyed, man. Got a
I
little fucking
still
teary.
haven't watched that. I need to.
It's on Disney Plus if you have Disney Plus.
I
Uh,
don't. I'll find it on YouTube.
yeah, but it's as I said, I have my issues with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, as you know. Um, but Jack Black's intro was fucking awesome because he pretty much just nailed it on the head, kind of like the way Tom Morello nailed being a Kiss fan back in the day when Kiss got in. So, yeah, man. I mean, look, Ozzy, it's like some people, oh, well, his new album sucked and this sucks. Look, man, Ozzy has done so much amazing music over the years that he could literally put out an album that sounded like this, the entire record. And while I may not like it, hey, I don't care. I don't care. Oh, this is his legacy. No, it doesn't. He's fucking Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah.
There comes a point in time, it's just like when I was a stupid young man and I saw Elvis and he was overweight and he was doing karate on stage, I thought he was fat and fucking lame. And I remember saying to my dad, Elvis is a joke. Elvis sucks, Dad. And my father just looked at me. He didn't get mad. He said, boy, you have no idea what you're talking about.
Right.
And then I took music appreciation in middle school. And then I found out about not just Elvis, but rock and roll and the beginning of it, and even the blues before that, and all that. It was all from the beginning of recorded history to what was then contemporary music, which was the 1980s. And it was a great class, and I learned a lot. And that's when I really became a music lover, where I wasn't just a rock and metal fan. I started appreciating other styles and genres of music
Yeah.
and realizing, well, wait a minute, I do like country music. I do like uh other kinds of rock besides just rock and metal because my mom and dad listened to those records.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean? But that's when I realized, fuck, Elvis was badass, man. Like Elvis in 55 kicked ass. And then of course the 68 comeback special.
Yeah. No, nobody could touch Elvis at 55, 56. You couldn't fuck with him.
No, dude,
Baddest man
no.
on the damn
And that's
planet.
what I'm saying. I was blind, but now I see, and when I told my dad that I was deaf and blind, but now I see and hear, and he's like, I knew you'd come around.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with Ozzy or somebody like that. And yeah, I am comparing Ozzy to fucking Elvis Presley. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. You're talking about, he is to heavy metal what Elvis is to rock and roll, as far as I'm concerned. People
Me
can
and
call,
my ex stepdad, my mom's second husband, that's what we used to say. Elvis is the king of rock and roll, but Ozzy's the king of metal.
yeah,
So
yeah. Yeah, I mean it's and Tony Iommi's the master of metal riffs.
Oh yeah, he's already written every riff there is.
Right.
Everything else is
I
just
mean, to me,
a
Black
play on it.
Sabbath are the gods themselves. They
Yeah,
created heavy metal. Without them, there is no metal. I don't give a fuck. Charles Trainor's Jesus Priest, perfected it. No, look, I love Priest, love them. All right, let's throw that out there right now. That to me, if Sabbath is 1A, they're 1B, okay? Or if
right.
Sabbath is 1, they're 1A. Priest are that fucking important,
Yeah,
okay? I'm not taking anything away from. But what they did is they streamlined metal. So you could say, in a sense, they perfected it, but they streamlined it because Sabbath, as heavy as they were and as doomy as they were, they still had, those riffs was very much rooted in the blues. Priest swept the blues out and it was just streamlined, straight up metal. So I understand what Charles is saying. Um, so I agree with him to a certain extent, but Priest would even tell you, you're fucking high. No one beats Sabbath.
do you
They
think
are the
Priest
premier metal.
goes? You think Priest has the legacy they have if they kept their sound at the rock and rolla sound?
No, no. I like rock and roll, but no.
Yeah,
In
I
fact,
like rock and roll a lot, but
I do too, man. But
strange album,
it is a strange album,
very
especially
hippie.
especially when you hear their later stuff. Or dude, from rock and roll to even Sad Wings, there's a progression there.
Yeah,
To me, it's like, um, in fact, um, not to give anything away, but I'm going to be on this Thursday. I'm going to be on the BS sessions, Mark Alden Taylor and Jerry Supe and a few other people, and we're doing our top 11. Because of course, Spinal Tap. This goes to 11.
yeah, yeah.
Uh, he top 11 sophomore albums that are better than the first debut album,
Cherry pie,
and I would put Priest on that list. Sad
right?
Wings of Destiny fucking destroys rock and roll.
Yeah,
In fact, to me, this is not even going to be that. What's going to be hard for me is ranking them because there's a lot of bands that had great debut albums. And to me, they're, well, Black Sabbath. I think Paranoid.
oh
No
yeah,
sophomore, no sophomore slump there.
no. Um, Cherry pie. There's another one I had on the tip of my tongue, and you started talking again, and I lost it, but it was a good one.
Cherry Pie.
I already said that because minus that song, it's far superior album. Um, you got Sabbath. Uh, oh, Crew, fucking Crew.
Yeah, I mean, as
Yeah,
much as I love Too Fast for Love, Shout the Devil is, and that will probably make my list.
for me, Iron
Shout
Maiden.
the Devil.
For me,
You can,
Metallica.
yeah,
You
you
know,
can make that
Ride the
argument.
Lightning's my favorite Metallica record, but that's for me.
You know what? I think Ride the Lightning. Okay, again, I'm one of those people, especially when we're talking Cliff Burton era, folks. You can't go wrong with those first three records.
Yeah,
Some fans want to put Justice right up there with those. I'm not gonna go. I love Justice. I think Justice is a fantastic fucking record. I don't think it's great. It's really, 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 really good, but it's not on the level of the first three albums. I think there's a bit of a step down, but that's not. I mean, goddamn, dude, it's still a great record. You know what I mean?
oh,
I
Justice
mean,
is a go-to for me.
I love Justice for All. Don't get it twisted. I'm not
But I want
ripping
to
on
listen
it.
to a long record.
Yeah, that's to me, Justice for All is almost like Metallica doing progressive thrash. And
Yeah,
some of them
kind
songs are
of.
really, really long.
Yeah, with big acoustic intros and stuff, which is probably why I liked it. Because
Yeah.
musically, they were like, okay, yeah, you heard us rip it up, but now we're going to show you that we could play, like we could play for real,
Yeah, we can do whatever
but
we
we can
want,
still rip it up.
but we can still uh bludgeon you to death. Yeah.
Yeah,
And but yeah, I mean, for me, you're like, well, like my co-host of the Metal Mike show, Bildo for real though, man. His go-to Metallica albums Kill 'Em All. But I mean, and I even told him, like, dude, you can't go wrong with that. If somebody was like, hey, Kill 'Em All's the great, I mean, number one, Kill 'Em All is the fucking blueprint for thrash metal. Okay.
oh yeah,
Metallica, and I put Megadeth, or at least Dave Mustaine along there too, because he co-wrote half that fucking record. They are the forefathers of thrash metal. They are to thrash metal what Black Sabbath is to metal.
yeah,
I just don't
agreed.
see how anybody can argue with me on that one, even though I've had people try to. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And it's like, I mean, I'm sorry, man, but I mean, Dave forms Megadeth, and I mean, there's a reason why Megadeth's part of the big fucking four. All right, Dave Mustaine, it's like they said in Get Thrashed, the documentary. You have to give him credit. You have to, because I mean, without Dave Mustaine, you know, Kirk had all Kirk did was kind of mimic what Dave was doing on that first record, especially. I think once Justice for All comes out, there's definitely you can see a lot more of Kirk's fingerprints on the records, even though that album has a few songs that are co-written by Dave, but that album's where Kirk started establishing his
Yeah.
stamp on the band and his identity. But that first record, man, I'm sorry, man, that's all James, Lars, Cliff, and Dave.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just be real about it,
Yeah.
and
Well, Dave uses a lot of weird modes and
well, this is the
progressions.
thing about Dave, man. Like, to me, when he formed Megadeth, dude, he went even more. His shit got more complex. If
Yeah.
anything, it got more like, I remember the guys from Death Angel saying his rhythm guitar playing, his riffs, just the riffs,
Yeah.
not his lead. Rhythm.
Oh,
His rhythm playing was mind blowing. Some of his rhythm playing was is as complicated as any lead. I
yeah.
mean, and I love that too, because I've always felt like, I mean, I'm sure Death Angel loved Metallica too. Obviously, they did, but I could hear the Megadeth
Yeah.
in Death Angel. It's probably why I like Death Angel as much as I do, but I can definitely hear it. Like
We're such a minority. The liking Megadeth more than Metallica group. Such a minority. And I love Metallica. That's what people don't get. It's like I just think one has had more hackers than the other. One has definitely been more consistent than the other.
and more
Just got
prolific.
more interesting music.
Well, and way more prolific. There's
Yeah.
a lot more Megadeth records than there are Metallica. Metallica takes their sweet ass time when they put out records. Megadeth, man, every time you turn around, they're putting out a new album. For a while there, it was all the time.
Yeah.
Even though there was a period in time where I tuned out, there was always a new Megadeth album coming out,
Yeah.
or at least it seemed to be that way. Um, and look, man, I'm not. I mean, it's really hard because back in the day, man, I loved me some, especially the Cliff Burton stuff. Loved it. So,
Yeah.
gun to head, it's really hard for me to go, okay, which one do you like better? All I can say is this, though. I was getting into Metallica. I was all about Metallica. But when I heard Peace Sells, But Who's Buying, that's when I bought into thrash metal completely. After that, I bought, along with my older brother, every fucking thrash metal album I could get my hands on. I started, I got into Death Angel after that album. I got into Forbidden after that album. I got into Flotsam and Jetsam after that album. I got into, Testament and all those bands, Um, and here's another one. You want to talk about somebody who kind of gets overlooked? These guys right here, Exodus.
Yeah. I like
These dudes.
and,
Oh, I
and
love
what
Exodus.
sucks is I'm a casual fan.
I can hook you up. I got all their stuff, man, if you
Oh,
want
I
it.
had it all.
Oh, I know you did, but you can get it again. That's the fucking beauty of it,
But
dude. I'm
Fat
here to
Love
help you, my friend.
Disaster is the album I like a lot.
Oh, I love
Under
Fabulous
by Blood is
Disaster.
fucking
Can
awesome.
I tell you something? I'm a guy who loves all three eras of Exodus. I love Bailoff, man. Bailoff and his energy and his attitude was amazing. But
Yeah.
I'm a Zetro fan too, and I love Rob Dukes. So
Yeah.
I'm not that upset that Dukes is back. I will say this though, I was shocked because when Exodus first announced that that Zetro was no longer in the band, I just assumed, oh, Zetro's probably stepping down, or because Zetro's got a lot of his fingers in a lot of different pies. Didn't think much of it, and I love Rob Dukes, and there's never been any bad blood. Like, believe it or not, Zetro had I'd love to see him bring it back. He had a really cool podcast called the Zetro Vault, I think, or something to that effect. And he had Rob on his show interviewing him, and Rob even said, look, now he opened up his own business where he rebuilds cars and does body work and does all kinds of stuff. But he actually had his band Generation Kill. Like he said, I wouldn't have had a career if I hadn't had that break of succeeding you in Exodus. It did hurt his feelings at first when they got rid of him to bring Zetro back, Rob was kind of like, whoa, what the fuck, and,
Right.
but he eventually realized, okay, I get it, and and all that, and and he even said Zetro's always been so nice to me. I couldn't hate on the guy. You know what I
Right.
mean? It's like, well, it is what it is, kind of thing. But he didn't like say yes right away when Exodus hit him up to come back. Um, but he even said, he goes, I was still talking to those guys. He said, nobody was shocked more than me when they said, hey, Zetro's no longer in the band. We'd love to have you back. And he said, well, let me think about it. I need to talk to my wife. And I got, because I got this business I'm running and see if I can really do this. And after about a few days later, he said, yeah, man, I'm in. Um, I'm hoping maybe Zetro gets back with his son's band, Hatriot, and starts singing with them again because Hatriot was fucking awesome too. But I'm a guy that's a fan of all three eras of Exodus, and I think Exodus is I mean, they're right up there with Metallica as far as the very beginning, man. Those were really those two bands were the very first. What separated Metallica and Exodus back then is Exodus was truly, truly always a Bay Area thrash metal band. And
Right. Right.
Metallica was from
Metallica
LA.
moved
And
from LA.
Metallica now and they moved to San Francisco because they wanted Cliff in the band really bad. Cliff goes, "Well, you're gonna have to move up here. I'm not living in LA, and okay, so they do. But they said that when they went to San Francisco the first time, and this one they still had Ron McGovney as the bass player, they because man, LA didn't get Metallica. They didn't get it, man. They were too punk for the metal clubs and too metal for the punk clubs. So it's like nobody really got Metallica. And even Kirk said, we were all, because Kirk was part of Exodus. We're all looking for that sound. We were into Merciful Fate. We were into May, and then Metallica comes to town, and them and the Exodus guys were like, whoa, we're a lot alike, because they were all about playing fast, but it wasn't just about playing fast. It was about being proficient with your instruments and your playing.
Yeah.
And so yeah, to me, Exodus is a very, very, very important band that kind of gets overlooked, unfortunately, in the evolution of thrash metal, because they are, even though they're not like, I mean, I love Exodus, but if I had to pick a favorite thrash metal band that's not part of the big four, for me, it's Death Angel. But I mean, fuck, dude, I love Overkill. Overkill would be right there too. And then, Testament. I love all those guys. Forbidden, Violence. Love it. Love it. You know
Yeah.
me, I'm a thrash metal freak.
Yeah, and
Love
I've
that.
and I've gotten way more into digging that stuff. The older,
Well, I mean, you're listening to even more extreme stuff
yeah, the
now.
older I get, the heavier I like it, dude. It's
I'm
fucking
proud. I'm proud of you. Proud of you, man.
fucking
Proud
weird.
of
Speaking of
Yeah.
which, we should probably wrap this up pretty quick.
Sure.
I just turned 50. Look at that.
Happy birthday, by the way, my friend. I think I wished you happy
You
birthday.
did. You
I
did.
should have sent you the Jesse meme from Breaking Bad because he says something like, "It's fucking hilarious, man." Is there any way I can send it to you through Team Viewer? I don't think I can send you any pictures or anything. Oh yeah, I can. There's a chat. Let's see if I can
I
send
don't
it.
know.
I'm,
But yeah,
I'm
just turned 50. That sucks.
You know what, dude?
I'm like, where the
Cream
fuck did
River,
my youth go?
motherfucker. I'm 54. All right. I don't want to hear that shit.
Dr.
Man.
Fuck turned 60 a week before I turned 50. So
Right. Dr. Fuck, man. And he's like, man, I remember when he was 50 and I was in my 40s.
yeah.
That's how long we've known Ralph, man,
Yeah. I knew Ralph when his hair wasn't gray.
Yeah, yeah. Ralph
Salt,
rules,
pepper,
man. I
salt,
love
pepper.
Ralph. Yeah, that's
But
my
some of us are gray already, and some of us wish they were gray and can't get gray. They got us just a couple streaks.
I'm gray
I know that's what I'm talking about.
and I look fucking badass.
That
All right, let's see.
happened. What do we got coming up?
As far as like shows or
Yeah,
or
what do you said you're going to be on BS sessions this week?
well, yeah, it's going to be the top 11 sophomore albums that were better than the original or the
Right.
debut.
That's right. Yeah.
And not just like my favorite sophomore album, because that could be anybody's.
Yeah.
It's is it better than they debut? Now, certain bands are going to fail miserably, like Guns N' Roses. Nothing they ever did matched Appetite. And then there's going to be other bands that I feel, yes, their sophomore album was better than, and not all of them failed miserably. I shouldn't.
Yeah.
Guns N' Roses did though. But yeah.
So you're
Sorry.
considering the Live Like a Suicide and other EP, Lies EP, their
I
second
love those, but
album?
those aren't albums. They're
Okay.
not long play. They're not LPs. They're
Yeah.
EP. And yeah, I love that.
I
Those were the
like the
last two.
Illusions
Those
record.
were the last two truly Guns N' Roses records. And then You Could Be Mine. After that, yikes. Anyway, here, buddy, I'm going to send this to you. I think you're going to like this. It's Jesse. It's your birthday. So like, happy birthday, bitch. See it?
Hold on. I'm
You got
trying
to
to.
open the chat up,
I'm working
motherfucker.
on it, motherfucker.
God damn, man. You're
That's,
you're younger than me. You should be able to like,
that's funny.
I'm just saying, dude.
That's funny. Now, it's funny you're going to be on that show because I'm going to be recording an episode of Freeform Rock podcast this Friday with those guys. And I guess we're reviewing Kiss Asylum.
Interesting.
So,
Interesting.
so that'll be fun. Mark's not a Kiss fan, so
I mean, I think that'll be fun any way you slice it. See what I did there?
I see what you did there. I'm just hoping that the tears aren't falling.
Oh, I think they will.
Yeah, especially when I fucking demolish that piece of shit song.
Okay, dude.
God.
It ain't that bad.
Yeah,
Fuck. Can't get over fucking
I hate this.
just a fucking boy.
Oh no. I'll take the guitar solo. Probably
And
Bruce's
you know
guitar.
what? I do agree with you on that. Like I don't mind that song. It got old though because they played the fuck out of it on MTV. I got burnt on it. But that guitar solo by Bruce Kulick's pretty sweet.
The
Did you hear what
video,
Ace Frehley said about
the video is the gayest thing ever. I mean, Gene Simmons, I don't know if it's his hair or his wig, but either way, it looks like the old Viper helmets in the original Lauren Green version of fucking Battlestar Galactica. I'm thinking Apollo and Starbuck are flying through the galaxy, not Gene playing the bass. It's man, fuck that song, fuck that video. God, I hate that shit. It really sucks that Bruce blew his load the way he did on that solo.
that is a sweet ass solo. You know, Ace Frehley said that he thinks Bruce was the best guitarist after him. That he felt Bruce fit with the band
Yeah. For
as
me,
good as well as he did. Like he goes, the way Bruce plays his style, he goes, it took Kiss a while to find
the right
my
guy.
successor,
Yeah.
because he even said, look, he goes, Vinny's an amazing guitar player. He goes, but I don't think he was really the right fit with Kiss, which I'm like, I don't know, man. I think those two records are pretty badass. But with that being said, I mean, hey, I mean, Bruce, fuck, man, he was good. He was good. Like I said, man, some of the guitar work he does on Asylum and uh and of course even Revenge, I'm like, man, that's some good stuff, man. Even Carnival of Souls. I know some people want to piss all over that record, but
I love that record.
yeah, I dig it, man. I dig it.
Nice, nice. I forgot what we were talking about. Oh yeah, Kiss Asylum. I'll be on with the boys at Freeform. I don't know when it will air. I guess Mark has nothing to do in life but podcast, so he's like weeks ahead.
I know, man. That boy, he you want to talk about one thing you can say about the guy, man. He's always on.
Yeah.
I don't mean that in a bad way. Like,
Oh, sometimes
I'm like,
that
there's
way.
been times where I'm just like, man, I wish I had the energy,
Yeah.
because I mean, seriously.
Yeah, because he's doing his shows. He's got two, and then he's constantly on other shows. It's like, fuck, dude. I can barely keep this one afloat.
Yeah, he's definitely, always out there, always doing something. Now I do, it's been a while, but a lot of times I do appear in uh a lot of uh other people's podcasts, but it's even been a while for that because when I took a break from the radio, I also took a break from all of it. It
Yeah.
was like, yeah, I gotta, I just had way too much other shit going on. So it was
Plus,
like,
been sitting in front of the mic for a long time.
yeah,
You know what I mean? So it's nice to take a break. You know, even when we don't when we don't record, I'm like, man, we should be recording, but it's nice not to have to come up with shit.
yeah. Well, like this is more of a welcome back, just general
Yeah.
discussion kind of thing. I thought it'd be kind of cool to, talk about uh, uh
Almighty Black Sabbath. That's pretty much the only news we covered, and we kept going down the Kiss rabbit hole.
well, we did kind of talk about Exodus because that's been, they're recording a new album with Rob Dukes and they
Yeah.
fired Zetro. And that's what happened is Zetro, a fan asked him on some social media, well, what happened? Why'd you leave Exodus? Because I didn't leave. I got let go. And it was like, oh shit, so and Gary Holt just said, it was time. Like forget exactly. You know what? Fuck it. Actually, I'm just gonna look it up, man. He
Well,
said
while
something
you're
about,
doing that, since I have a comic book shirt on,
yeah.
say a couple things. I'm trying to get into the Superman spirit because we all know I love Superman. It's just Henry Cavill's my favorite. I have every incarnation of Superman on Voodoo or CD or both, other than Superman and the Mole Men. That
Ah,
original movie where when he jumps to fly, it turns into the animated.
do you have the old Fleischer cartoons from the 1940s? Those are pretty.
I don't do
I
cartoons.
do. Oh man, you
Yeah.
need to watch them, Bushy. They're beautifully animated. Like because the way they did it was kind of the way Ralph Bakshi, you remember the guy who did Wizards and did
Yeah.
the movie that I've tried to tell you about, and you still
Yeah.
haven't watched it, you fucker. Which hey, what can I say? I haven't watched the rock opera yet. I'm a loser. What can I say?
Dr. Fuck did and he liked it.
Yeah, I need to check that out.
Because
Uh,
I was just on Rock and Metal Combat Podcast Live the other night.
I know. I'm sorry I missed that.
Yeah, you should be.
Um,
You can still watch it on YouTube. Leave a comment about their awesome guest.
yeah, right here. Steve Zetro Souza tells fans Exodus fired him. I did not leave. I was let go. So
Yeah, well,
yeah, it's like I don't know, man. And it's funny because some people want to hate on. I like Rob, and I think his albums when he took over kind of gave Exodus a shot in the fucking arm. With that being said, though, I love me some Zetro too, man. So it's like the way I look at it, Exodus is still doing music, so I'm happy.
and that's really all it boils down to. The other cool
Yeah.
thing we got to talk to before we get out of here is April 11th, 12th, and 13th.
Yes, sir.
Going to fucking Rocket Pod. We will be there.
Yes, sir. We're
We'll
gonna
have
be
a
there, man.
table. So if you come to Nashville, which you should be, Travis Parada, we'll see you there. Uh, come over, say hello. Be cool to hang out. I'm bringing my lady with me. I'm going to do the most unrock and roll thing for the Rock and Pod weekend. I'm going to come in a day early and try to take her to the Grand Ole Opry. She's not a rock and metal fan at all, but she is a huge country fan. So if I can get us into a show that night, that is my plan for her.
Cool.
Be like, hey, babe, the rest of the weekend is rock and roll weekend. So
Well, it's just one of those things. Like like I mean, I'm more of an old school country guy, but if you ever get a chance, I don't know where you'd catch it at, but the guy who did the amazing Civil War documentary like many, many years ago. He's done a lot of Ken Burns is his name. He's done a lot of really cool. He did one on country music a while back. Bushy, it is fucking phenomenal, man. If you get a chance to check it out, it's multi parts. It would take you a while to get through it, but man, is it good, dude. It's really good.
I'll definitely check it out. On YouTube, I've been watching that Thrash documentary you told me about. I
Get
just,
Thrashed.
yeah, just finally found that.
That's pretty awesome, huh?
Yeah, yeah. And then there was something I was watching on one of the paid apps I have on my TV. So I've been trying to watch a lot of documentaries. I just watched one. Oh, that's what it was. Summer of Soul, it was called. Took place in Harlem in 1969. You know, the summer of love, the summer of Woodstock. But there's all these, black bands, African American acts. BB King was there. That band that did the Age of Aquarius. This is the dawning of the Age of Aquarius. That band, because a lot of people don't know that they were an all African American band. And it was a celebration of black music and black love. You know,
Hmm.
And that's a couple hours long, dude. And it was either directed or produced by, narrated by Questlove, who I guess is big in the hip hop scene today, or the film scene, one or the other, as an up and coming black director, African American director. It's
Cool.
amazing if you get a chance to watch it, man. Summer of Soul, it's called.
Summer of Soul. I'm gonna write that
Yeah.
down, man. Cool. All right, dude. All right. Well, man, this has been fun, dude. We'll have to try to make a habit of this, man. And
I
as far
have
as the
it.
Superman thing, I do want us to talk about that pretty soon because they had just made some announcements today about some of the plans DC Studios has. They said because remember a couple years ago they kind of told you about all the movies they were going to do, and they're
Yeah.
they're still going to do them, but they said some of them are kind of on the back burner because James Gunn said, "Look, if we don't get a finished script, we're not just going to shit a movie out.
Yeah.
Like we have to have a finished script. Period, man." You know, yeah, and I think that's pretty cool.
There's some things I'm excited for, both DC and Marvel. I mean,
Well, I'm definitely excited for
Superman, I'm trying to get excited about. I still, every time I watch that trailer, I'm still like, the fucking dog's wearing a cape. I just hate everything about it. But the other stuff looks cool. I mean, Green Lantern's haircut sucks, but then
but that's how he looks in
I,
the
I
comics.
saw a comic image of
It's
him.
Guy
I'm like,
Gardner. Guy
okay,
Gardner's kind of a fucking dork, dude.
yeah. So I was like, okay, that makes sense. The other two costumes, I'm sorry, look stupid.
What other two costumes?
Hawk Girl and the other
Oh,
guy.
oh, Mr. Terrific.
Whoever
Uh,
that guy is with a half a mask on.
with the T was it the
Yeah.
black dude? Yeah, that's Mr. Terrific.
Yeah, horrible. Both of those costumes are horrible.
Again, I mean, Mr. Terrific looks just like he does in the comic books. Hawk Girl's costume, I'm kind of like, eh.
Yeah.
I mean, I see what
But
you're
I'm
saying,
trying to
dude.
get excited for it. So I'm looking at all the other things in the trailer. It's like, you
I
know
mean,
what?
I
It
think the
does have
dude,
a great color palette.
it does, and I
I'll
think
have to
the
get
dude,
past the fucking underwear on the outside, whatever. I was like, aren't we done with that? Apparently not. We're going back to the old school and the stupid yellow S on the back. Whatever. I'll get past that. The
um,
action does look good. It looks like it's got a story with heart. And if nothing else, I mean, people say they failed with those other Superman movies with the greatest Superman ever, Henry Cavill. They're wrong. I'm hoping because I thought they had a lot of heart. I'm hoping this one is a Superman movie in the vein of Superman. I guess is the best way to put it. I don't want
well,
to see some bullshit.
well, I noticed in the trailer, if you listen to the guitar solo, the music that dude on the guitar is playing is from the Christopher Reeve Superman. So
Yes.
I definitely think they're kind of going more for that. I also think they're, you know,
Thank God for Christopher Reeve, who played that straight, who played it serious.
he did,
You know
he
what a
did.
flop that would have been?
Oh yeah, but that's what, okay, like for me as a guy who read the comic and reads the comics and has read the comics, there and I see what Gunn's doing. Like I look at that costume and I get what you're saying. There's times where I look at it and I'm like, well, that don't look too bad. But then there's other Eagles where I'm like, oh, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like
I'm
the S,
trying.
like some
Look,
people,
I even put, I don't know if you can see it on here, but I put the new logo on my watch for the new Superman
yeah, you
movie.
showed me. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
I
showed me.
had I had the old Christopher Reeve Superman logo on there
You
before.
know where that logo's from though?
That's from the old original Superman, the old cartoons, ain't it?
Nope,
Because I've seen that logo in early comics.
nope. You saw a logo similar to it, but
Okay, fair
there's a
enough.
graphic novel by. Have you ever heard of an artist? He does paintings. It's all paintings. Think if like Michelangelo was drawing superheroes, that's what this dude's artwork looks like. His name's Alex Ross, and he's amazing.
Nice.
Like his shit looks like it's real. Okay. Like if these characters really existed and wore like the type of material that, you know, um, it would look. In fact, I think if you look at Alex Ross's artwork, you're going to look at it and go, Zack Snyder was influenced by this. You see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, here I will give you I'm going to send you a picture of it's a graphic novel. And they've just done a documentary about it called Kingdom Come, and it's kind of set in a future, um, and a possible future, and in that future, it's kind of like it's almost a Superman what Dark Knight Returns is to Batman. It's a dark future. Um, but just to give you an idea, that S now it's a different color. I think it looks cooler. I He's using the original Superman colors. If you catch the red and yellow, S symbol.
Yeah.
This is red and black, which is kind of like more like the colors of the original Superman, the Superman from what you said, the golden, the back in the day when he first started. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's like when he first fucking started, man. And God damn it, where's the fucking trying to find my uh all right, this is starting to piss me off. Daddy's starting to get irritated, man. Hold on a minute. Hold on. Motherfuck.
Let's see. Figured I'd throw in some music while you're wasting time.
Sorry, dude. But here. Um, I'm going to send you this image to give you an idea but if you ever get a chance to read this, and there's ways where you can read comics for free. I should send you a link. You need to read this, Bushy. I think you'd love it. It's very dark. It's uh very you would dig it. And just to give you an idea of what the artwork looks like, and that's where that S came from. He's borrowing from a bunch of different eras of Superman. If you
Gotcha.
notice in the costume, the collar is kind of high up. That's from the new 52 Superman. James Gunn is borrowing. That's why I think the costume kind of looks as odd as it does in a way, because it's like, oh, I see what he's doing. I see what he's doing. And look, I'm just like, I'm going to give it a chance because I'm thinking that, like a lot of the shits, even that we're seeing in the trailers, that's not the finished product.
No, but I'm going to give it a chance because it's a fucking Superman movie.
Right. And that's
And
part of my thing. Like,
I know it's not an origin story, so we don't have to go through all that bullshit
he's
anymore.
living in a world where superheroes already exist. So we don't have
Yeah.
to fucking, you know, I mean, because I don't need another Superman origin story. Okay, that's one of my flaws with Man of Steel. Even though I think Zack Snyder's the way he did Krypton, it was beautiful. It looked a lot like John Byrne, the guy who did the Man of Steel miniseries in the comics. It looks great aesthetically. It's a beautiful film, and I do like Man of Steel. I do.
We
Um,
just didn't need it. Like we haven't needed a retelling of
but
Bruce Wayne's parents
I just
getting killed in
I just
every
kind of
fucking movie.
right. It's okay, but here's the image, dude. If you can uh, click on it, it should get bigger, and it'll give you an idea of
Yeah.
but yeah, CDS, yeah. And that guy, his artwork is just amazing, man. Uh it's kind of like Todd McFarlane, the guy that creates one. He goes, it's like fucking if Michelangelo decided to draw comics. That's what it looks like, man. And if you look at that image, what's really cool about it, if you look, you see him at the table and you see his fellow Justice League, or some of them even look older. And then in the reflection, you've got Captain Marvel or Shazam, and you got and Batman, and it's kind of like a civil war between superheroes. It's pretty trippy, dude. You
All right.
really need to check it out, man. I think you would. I'm going to send you a link because that's the kind of dude I am, where you can read comics for free. And Kingdom Come, bitch, read it.
Sweet. Yeah, let's check that one out.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, yeah, Rockin' Pod. I'm excited because there's somebody going to Rockin' Pod that I fucking love his videos. A lot of people, I guess, don't get him because that man gets an awful lot of hate for he's like 68, 69. He shouldn't get that much hate for having fun. But Joey Bro's going to be there.
Right on.
You know, the dude that's stealing all your grannies with his killer dance moves and charming smile. I don't know about his singing voice, but everything else is going to get you. I wish I had arms like Joey, bro. But no, that motherfucker is going to be there, man. And there's a few acts. I did get our applications submitted for these interviews, so we'll see what happens. The shirts are $40. I haven't been told when we have to have that money in, but
Okay.
she did receive our paper, so I let Mindy know, and now you know they're $40 a piece. Everything for Rocket Pod minus the platinum package is $40 this year. Damn inflation.
Right.
As far as the superhero stuff, I'm excited for that Doomsday thing with Robert Downey Jr. Fantastic Four, I think, looks slick, fun,
I think
amazing.
it's gonna look great, man. I was really excited, and I think it's kind of funny that you got, because really the Fantastic Four was I mean, again, Marvel's got a longer history in that, but they weren't always called Marvel. They were
Yeah,
Timely first, and then they became Atlas, and then eventually Marvel. So Captain America, the Submariner, the original Human Torch, the android existed. But the Fantastic Four is really the birth of what is now known as the Marvel Universe. And the fact that they're doing that, plus Superman's coming out, which is another, it's not the DCEU, it's the DCU, it's this whole other thing. I'm excited. I am excited because I'm like, okay, cool. Like, because at least the thing I like about it is at least Warner Brothers is paying attention to Superman. He's one of their main characters. Like, I love Batman. He's my favorite DC character. But come on, man. You should not be having Superman sitting on the bench keeping it warm. They need to make more Superman content for fucking sure, man.
yeah,
And I'm all for this, man. As far as crypto goes, I don't mind I mean, yeah, it's kind of cheese dick. I get it. It's the Silver Age era of the character. I get it. But I think James going to do some interesting stuff with it, man. One of the things he's said, because everybody's like, oh, but crypto's a good boy. And he's like, well, he's taken I know where he's going with this. He's going to take the idea of a super dog. Most dogs are very rambunctious, even the good ones. Now
yeah,
imagine a dog like that, but he has the powers and abilities of fucking Superman. That
yeah.
would be
Well,
even
how
for
come in the trailer he didn't fly with him then? He's just dragging him. Fuck it. Yeah, he's a good boy. No, fuck that dog. Super
dude,
dog.
you leave crypto alone. You leave crypto alone, dude.
Fucking super dog.
Crypto fucking rocks,
With the
dude. You just
cape
don't know.
tied around his back legs. Oh, God,
Fucking
I hate
crypto,
it.
dude.
I hate it. You don't understand. It's like even the dog's wearing underwear with the cape tied around his back leg. I
He's
hate
not wearing underwear, dude.
I
He's a
hate
dog.
fucking
Dogs don't
crypto.
wear.
They don't wear capes either or fly.
Uh,
How the fuck did the dog get to Earth in the spaceship?
I don't know, man. I don't know if they're even going to really bother to
No,
explain
he's going
that.
to
I mean,
leave that
I'm not,
part out.
but
James
I mean, look,
Franco, James Franco injected crypto with the fucking monkey juice from Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. And that's how crypto got his powers. Stupid. Fucking flying dog. Did I lose you?
yes, bitch. Okay.
Oh, I did lose
No,
you for a
did
minute.
you?
Yeah. You froze up. You were all like this. You froze up again. Well, hell. Well, let's go ahead and say goodbye. I don't know what's going on. Metal Mike. Yeah. Internet speed's good. It's got to be on your end. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out. Was it stay metal to your dying breath? I think he says.
Uh,
Oh,
sorry, man.
there you
I
are.
don't I don't know what's going on with our fucking internet. In the last month, it has went out, and sometimes for fucking hours, man. And I'm about to fucking cuss them out.
Wow.
Like, motherfucker, you need to start giving us some refunds. This is not what we paid for. And
Yeah.
this is Charter, by the way. This is Spectrum. This
Yeah.
shit ain't supposed to happen. So I'm getting fucking fed up with it,
That's
man.
okay. I was getting out of here. I was like, oh shit, let me bail. But hey, come see us at Rocket Pod. Check out all the geek stuff we've been talking about. Hail to the mighty Black Sabbath. God, I hope they stream that, sell it something so that the rest of us fans can see it. Like I said, I don't care if it's just one song, 3 songs. I don't give a shit. Ozzy with the original band. Good night, folks. That'd be great.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you, dude. I think that we should definitely I think if they're smart, they'll stream it. Hell, it wouldn't surprise me if they even have it live streaming or whatever at select theaters,
That'd be
because
badass.
this is probably going to be it, man.
Yeah,
And it's an end of an era.
that's
It
a
makes me
fact.
sad. It makes me sad, man. Our gods are getting old.
Yeah,
We're getting older,
yeah,
and
we're not far behind. Shit.
right. So it's like, I mean, I ain't gonna lie, dude. I mean, I met the man twice, but it
So
ain't like, and I remember somebody, because this girl, she's DJ Metal Mike, and oh, you're, so many people, you've met so many people, and I go, sweetheart, I try to keep it in perspective. It's not like Ozzy has that picture of me and him together on his wall, going, that's the time I met Metal Mike. It's not like that, I
yeah,
wish it was,
that'd be
but
awesome.
it'd be amazing. But I mean. I ain't gonna lie, and that's probably gonna be the way I am when any of the guys from Sabbath die. I'm gonna cry like a little bitch, dude. I'm probably gonna get emotional when any of the guys from Kiss die because those guys, all those guys. I mean,
Yeah,
they were my heroes, man. I remember being heartbroken when Dimebag Darrell got shot. That was shocking, though. I was just like, "What the fuck just happened?" Like, whoa,
yeah, that was
like.
more like, are you kidding me?
Because the one thing I noticed at Jerry Cantrell, man, and I thought about it because I think about it every time I go to a show. They do these handheld metal detectors, and I'm thinking, if only they'd have had those where Dimebag was playing.
Yeah,
But they do that now because of what happened to
yeah,
Dimebag.
exactly.
But yeah, I mean, it's just
How do you
and I'm
try to
I'm
end
gonna
it? You don't
say
want to
this right
vote.
here, and we'll end it right here. I think with Dimebag dying, and now you got Vinny gone, but when Dimebag died, I think a big part of the metal movement died with him. I know that may sound crazy, but I really believe that, man. I really do. Like it's not been the same, you know.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, there's been a lot of great bands that have come afterwards and everything, and I'm not, but it's just not as, I mean, Pantera, I think were the last, in my opinion, really huge band that truly made an impact. And I mean, you have other bands that are really big right now that they're doing the Pantera formula.
yeah,
I mean that they were the last trendsetters. I'm just gonna fucking say it. I don't know if there's anybody out there right now. I think there's a lot of great stuff out there, but I don't know if they're really trend setting. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
But anyway, bro, I know you probably tired and got to get to bed. You got tomorrow off though too, don't you?
yeah, yeah.
All right. Well,
Dude, it's not gonna be anything exciting tonight. I'm probably gonna play some Call of Duty and then
yeah.
either find a movie or
Yeah, I've been watching Cocaine Cowboys, the original version and the reloaded version. I'm on the reloaded version right now.
nice. I
You ever
started
seen that?
watching that Robert De Niro show. No, I haven't. That Robert De Niro show on Netflix that just dropped
Oh.
called Zero Day, where there's like a terrorist attack, but the attack is electronically,
Oh.
where for 60 seconds there was like no cell phone use, no radio. I mean, everything was just locked down for like 60 seconds and came back up, but it caused trains to crash, planes to crash, helicopters fall out of the sky, accidents in tunnels and shit. And De Niro's an ex-president that's being called in to go talk. And it looks like if I was paying attention to the first episode right, it looks like he's got some dementia things going on,
Mm.
hallucinations of some kind going on. So
So he's playing Joe Biden?
yeah, yeah, right. Stop it. But we'll see. I like De Niro. Politics aside, that motherfucker's an icon. I watch everything he's in.
Yeah, no, I mean, he is.
But
I
yeah,
wish he just because here's my thing, and I feel this way even on actors and artists that are on the other side of the fence. I don't care. I don't get like when I watch your shit. I don't want to talk about politics.
yeah, because it's like, look,
You doing what you do is my escape from that bullshit.
yeah, it's like, look, you're getting paid to entertain, dance, bitch.
Kind of, yeah. It's like,
Yeah,
actors should stay out of politics. Don't believe me? Ask John Wilkes Booth.
yeah, for real,
Like, I mean, what a punk ass bitch that guy was.
for real.
Like, bro, if you felt so fucking strongly about it, why didn't you fucking quit your acting career and fucking throw on some gray and throw
Right?
down?
Yeah,
You
exactly.
bitch.
Punk.
Fuck him, man. Anyway.
Yeah, yeah. Let's get out of here. Metal Mike this Thursday on the BS sessions. I'll be
Yes,
recording
sir.
Friday with Freeform. Uh, I don't know when the fuck it'll be on. I don't know.
Oh, it'll be
The
on
video.
eventually, man.
Yeah, check
I
out the
mean, I'll
video
tell you
on here.
somebody else who's like that though is Brian Davis, man. He's always like we will record shit. He'll have me and Bill on, my co-host of the Metal Mike Show. He'll have me and Bildo on, man, and it'll be like a couple of months later that shit comes out. I'm like,
Yeah.
damn, man. But he's constantly, recording and editing and he does a great job.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. There's these two other guys I know that I wish they would do that. Fuck ups.
Who's that? Us?
Us, dickhead.
Well, we can start. I mean, dude, I've been fucking around with, I don't know what program you use, but I've been fucking around with Audacity because I'm trying to learn how to edit and
Yeah,
do stuff
that's what I
myself
use.
because I'm thinking, you know, I kind of maybe have to start doing more of the heavy lifting. See what
Oh
I did there? See what I
boy.
did there? See what I did there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
But seriously, we
Finally
do.
going to take my dick in your mouth. That's what that
Well,
means.
here's the problem. Here's the problem. Especially now with this new job, I might even be in some ways busier than I've ever been. And it's hard, man. Like you and I are in the healthcare business and people don't understand who don't work that. This ain't just a regular 9 to 5 job, folks.
Oh, oh my.
It's just not.
I work 12 and a half hour days, so I get it. I get it.
Yeah, it's just like, come on now, like,
It is
yeah.
what it is. We'll get more stuff on. I've already figured Metal Mike out. I'm going to have him on hanging with Bushy because God knows this whore will go guest on a show.
What now?
I said, I'm going to have you on. The joke's not funny if you got to repeat it.
I didn't catch that.
I said,
That's all I heard.
I'm going to have you on hanging with Bushy because God knows this whore will go guest on a show. He can make
I
time
am
for that.
I'm a podcasting whore, man. It could be like about pottery. Fuck it, I'll come on. I don't know fucking dog shit about pottery, but let's do it.
Yeah, we'll talk. I saw Ghost.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
When
yeah. I
Patrick
like
Swayze
Ghost.
was rubbing
Mark.
up
Hey,
onto
Mark
me more, it was
Taylor.
hot.
Ghost is, Ghost is cool and a huge band. Deal with it, dude.
Yeah, yeah. All right, let's get out of here, Metal
All
Mike.
right, man. Later, dude.
Good to see you. Hey,
Oh, and one other thing, keep fighting the good fight. Stay metal to your dying breath, my fellow music lovers.
hell yeah. Oh, and I got to tell you what birthday presents were. Mindy didn't know what to get me, so she said, "Hey, and now look, all we have around here is Walmart." So we're in Walmart. She says, "Pick out some records." I was like, "Oh, okay." So I grabbed because it's Walmart in a fucking small town. So I grabbed Metallica the Black Album. I never had it on vinyl. It does sound better on vinyl. I got Motley Crue, Dr. Feelgood. I've never owned that on vinyl, so that was cool. Able to spin that. And I got this great Highwayman live album. That one slams. Well, a couple days later, I'm at Walmart again, but her nephew that she's raised and takes care of came with, and he's working now. He's almost 17. He's working at the high school. So now the dude's getting money, and this bitch don't have no bills, but he calls me his stepdad. I love this kid. I just soon choke him as look at him most days because he makes me so mad. But I love this kid. And he says, Nate, come grab a couple records for your birthday. And I'm like, Isaac, no, man, no. Thanks. I appreciate it. Mindy pulls me aside and says, the only reason he came with us is because he wants to get you a couple records for your birthday. Now go put 2 records out. I was like, fuck. So I went, and there was another section of vinyl that I hadn't seen the day I was with Mindy. And I looked through it. So I picked up a Queen Greatest Hits on vinyl and a Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers on vinyl, both double albums. Sweet, both greatest hits albums. But yeah, for my birthday, I got lots of records.
Awesome, dude. Well, like I said, brother, happy birthday, man.
Thanks. And my daughter got me a bunch of sweet stuff that, was designed to make me cry, keychains and stuff,
Yeah.
because that's my baby girl. But
Oh,
yeah,
I know she is, man.
because I talked about vinyl, buy vinyl, and you want a collection bigger than this. You want one of them fuck collections.
Oh my God, did you see his new
His
setup?
music
It's
room, yeah.
amazing, man. I was
That
like,
dirty
that's my
fucker.
boy.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Hell yeah, man. Ralph rules.
I'd like to rob that fucker blind one day. Just go in there, knock him out, and take some shit.
Listen to you, man.
I love you, Ralph, but I know you're vital. Boy, you could fill in some blanks for me.
Well,
Yeah.
there's certain blanks he couldn't fill in. One of them would be
Oh,
the Cure.
yeah. Yeah, he wouldn't have that. Damn shame he doesn't get it. We love you guys. We'll see you next time. Come see us at Rocket Pod.
For sure. Later.
All right. So that recording stopped. All right, dude. Let me stop this recording as we're still talking like a fucking retard.